Hi guys! Today in this video, I'm going to discuss the 5 reasons why I have stopped talking about Canadian immigration. If you guys have been following me for some time, you might know that I have been doing videos about Canadian immigration. I used to talk about the processes and my life in Canada as a Canadian immigrant. But recently I've stopped doing that, and I thought that a lot of people are still asking me questions regarding it. So I thought I should let you guys know why I stopped talking about Canadian immigration. The first reason why I stopped talking about immigration is because of the changes that is being done to the immigration system. Before the elections, before the Canadian elections, they realized that there was a lot of problems with the immigration system. The first and foremost issue was that the economy was not able to handle the immigration growth because it was growing exponentially. So they decided that they need to bring down the immigration. There was also the fact that they realized that there are a lot of bad actors present in the immigration scenario. Like there were problems happening with the LIMA system. There were employers who were taking money from immigrants and giving them jobs and exploiting them. And there were also issues with diploma mills. There were a lot of news articles regarding these issues, and these things needed to be stopped. So from before the election only, the Liberal Party was making a lot of changes to the immigration system. Even now, they keep on changing a lot of pathways. Now they are trying to revamp the express entry program, so there is no express entry program to come to Canada. They have also changed the number of international students that can be admitted. The temporary resident to permanent resident programs and pathways have been changed. Some provinces have taken their provincial nominee program out. The score has changed. So there is a lot of changes happening every single day. And for me, I think the people who are already in Canada should be given importance before bringing new people from other countries. So that is one of the reasons why I am not talking about Canadian immigration system, because it is changing so fast and it has not become stable since the election. The second reason is the Canadian economy. As you guys know, the Canadian economy is pretty much stagnant. The GDP is not growing. It is actually going down. Since the tariff war with US has begun, the economy is really struggling. The gas price is increasing because of Iran war. The cost of living has increased so much over the year, and it is not matching the payroll increase. So when your income is not increasing and just the cost of living is becoming high, it becomes a problem. So Canadian economy right now is not in a situation where they can bring in more immigrants and sustain them. Hopefully these things will change in the future and there will be progress and we can bring in more people, but right now the importance should be given to the people inside Canada. The third reason is the job market right now. Since AI has come into picture, a lot of people have lost their jobs. Because of the tariff war with the states, a lot of automobile industry, people who were working for the automobile industry has lost their job. Young Canadians who are like 16, 15, who are trying to look for jobs for fast food restaurants and other serving jobs, which is something that Canadian kids used to do, they are not able to find jobs. And there is also the issue that the people who have existing experiences in their field, they have to upskill because of AI and the changes that is happening to their fields due to AI. So this is one big problem. I have 10 years of experience in my relevant field and I have been looking for jobs since my son started work. It's not that I don't have a permanent job. I do have a permanent job. But the problem is that the reason why I chose my current job is because of the flexibility it gives me with my son. But since that changed and I've been looking for jobs since maybe like this year Jan, I've been applying for multiple jobs in my own relevant field where I have experience. I am not getting any call back. Something that I learned from one of my friends is that he got a job after applying to 200 jobs. So you need to understand that getting a job is not easy. Earlier, before COVID, when I came here, I found a job in a month. I didn't have to like look for a long time. Currently, that is not the case. If you are an international student and you're coming to Canada, or you're a permanent resident, you're coming to Canada, you try to find a job, it is very competitive and it is very hard. Especially students who have taken heavy education loans and have to repay that amount back is struggling to find jobs. I have seen a lot of videos of kids walking and giving their resume to places because applying online is not doing anything. So it is getting really hard to find a job in Canada, and that is one of the reasons why I don't talk about Canadian immigration, because immigrants come here in the hope of finding job and improving their life and helping their family back and paying off their loans and stuff like that, and it's not something that is happening right now. So what is the point of talking about immigration and bringing more people here when you know that this is the way Canada is right now? The fourth point is the housing and healthcare issues, and I have talked about it multiple times in my videos. For housing, the rents have gone up, so people who are renting have to pay double the amount. The only reason my rent has not gone up a lot is because I've been living here for 7 years, and every month there's a percentage increase to our rental agreement. But if you keep changing or if you move to a different place, the rent would be extremely high. Mortgage, even though the housing prices have fallen, the mortgage interest rate is still very high, and that is also causing a lot of problems with people paying a lot of money as monthly mortgage payments. So if you own a house, you have to pay your mortgage, and then you have to pay your property tax and all the maintenance that comes with a house, right? So there are a lot of struggles for homeowners as well in this economy. A lot of people are struggling to keep their homes. So housing is definitely a crisis in Canada. Also, another reason for the housing market to collapse so badly was because there was a lot of people coming in and there was not enough houses being made. Right now they are trying to make things better, but what I'm saying is that if you come here, then it is in addition to the problem that is already happening. It's not gonna resolve any issues. So currently they need to stabilize everything. They have to make sure that there's enough resources and then bring in more people. Another point is the healthcare. Even the healthcare system felt the choke, because in Canada, you know that it is public healthcare system. That means everything is free. But we only have certain number of hospitals and certain number of healthcare workers. When the population increases exponentially, what happens is that the wait times increase, and Canada has record-breaking wait times to attend to people, even in the emergency rooms. And you might have heard a lot of stories about it, right? So these things needs to be stabilized. Especially when I talk to the people who come from my state, what I'm saying is that you guys have access to really good healthcare, okay? So if you are in a position where you can have a good life in Kerala, you have enough money, your parents are well off, you're not struggling and all that, it is better to be in a place where you can get enough healthcare. The fifth point is that Canada is no longer the dream land for immigrants. It is all because of the above mentioned reason, and also the reality is that Canada is not the dream land for its own citizens. There's a lot of problems happening in this country post-COVID, and these things needs to be resolved. A lot of people, especially Canadian citizens, most of them blame immigrants for all these issues, and there's a lot of friction happening. I have never faced it myself, but I know that there is a friction. But what people don't understand is that immigrants are not the issue. The issue is the system. We have a liberal government who's been governing this country for like 8 years now, and this is where the situation is. The immigration system had a lot of problems that needed to be fixed. The system is the issue. It's not the immigrants who come here. They just come here to do their job and have a better life. So blaming each other, going like, oh, Canadians versus immigrants, and one person is the problem, is not going to resolve anything. What needs to change is the system, and I think people are losing that that script actually. They're not understanding what the root causes. They're just doing the blame game, and I don't think the people who are like ruling us want that to change. So they kind of like put oil over the fire and it's kind of like getting out of control. But what we need to understand is that we need to focus on what the real issue is, and that is the system, and these things need to change. Before COVID, I used to encourage people to come to Canada because I really love this country and I love the opportunities that I've got here. But right now, I am not sure that if you come here as a student, even when you finish your, when you are here as a student, I don't know if you're going to find a part-time job. When you're done studying, I'm not sure if you're going to find job in the same stream so that you can apply for your PR. And when these kind of problems are happening, it is hard for me to do videos on immigration and encourage people to come here when I myself don't believe in these things anymore. So I'm just hoping that, and I know that in future these things are going to change. Canadian economy is going to go boom and there will be changes to this country and we can have more people in, and at that point of time I will let you guys know about the new processes and the new steps that you can take to come to Canada. But for right now, I just want to take a pause and I want to tell you guys, like, if you are planning to come to Canada, make sure that you're not taking hefty loans and coming here, because that is just going to put you in more financial distress. It's going to affect your mental health, it's going to affect your physical health, and you're just not going to be happy. So if you have extra money for paying for tuition fees and stuff like that and your parents can afford it, you can come over here, and then that might not be as much as of a problem. But if you're taking education loan and then interest is going to add up to it, it is not a good idea. You also need to do the research. You need to do the research on what kind of jobs you can get in Canada, what are the demand jobs and stuff like that. If I'm going to be very honest with you, if I need to find a job, I need to upskill. And the problem with upskilling is that I need funds. Already my husband has like a OSAP, which is the government loan and grant that you get for education, which he is paying off. We have other financial things that we have, and me going into studies, I mean, I'm going and spending time to study and spending money on that is not a viable option for me. But there are, if you can afford it, I think that is a very good thing to do, because at this point with the AI and things like that, you need to upskill yourself. When internet became a thing, a lot of people lost their jobs and a lot of jobs became invalid, but that doesn't mean that there would be more jobs opportunities. There will be jobs related to AI that will be coming up, but till then we need to like figure things out. And I think it is that time of change, right? Like that needs to happen, and that is happening right now. So we just have to be like very vigilant, watch the world, how it is going, and make decisions according to that. To add to this point, Ontario government has actually decreased the percentage of government grant that you get on OSAP. So they're not going to make it easy for students to, things are not getting better for students too. So just be very careful when you are deciding to come to Canada. Think about all the possibilities. Think about your financial goals. Think about what you want when you move to this country and what you could achieve in the country that you belong to, and then make a decision, because these are the things that you need to consider. I'm not saying this to scare people away. I'm not saying this so that people don't come over here. I do believe that for a country to prosper, it needs to have certain things, and right now a few of these things are lacking, and I hope things change, and hopefully when it changes I will restart doing videos about immigration. Till then, as I said, I'm just gonna pause. If you think the information that I provided in this video is relevant to you or to your family, please don't forget to share to them. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, because I do need your help. And that's all I have to say. Bye bye.